what to do if your agent is ghosting you. So I wanted to share with you 3 things to do if your agent isn't getting back to you at all. Hi there, Jodie Bentley here, actor, producer, and career coach. And in today's video, I want to talk about what to do if your agent is ghosting you. Now, I hosted a training for my membership clients a few weeks back, and it was called So You Landed an Agent, Now What? And that spurred a lot of talk in my membership and in my mastermind groups over the differences between agents and managers, what to expect, what's required of you, and a question that kept coming up multiple times, actually, was what if you're not hearing back from your agent? What if they are ghosting you? So I wanted to share with you 3 things to do if your agent isn't getting back to you at all. So I had a client who things were going like really great when she first signed with this agent. She was getting multiple auditions, and then it had been months now of silence. So she was feeling pretty doubtful, a little insecure about the relationship, didn't really know how to proceed with things. But here's the thing. She really hadn't been reaching out to her agent at all. So the number one thing to do if you feel your agent's ghosting you is you get to take charge. So you get to give them the sales tools they need. That is your job. So if you're not giving them anything, right? We get to trust that they're submitting and doing their job, but you got to be building relationships, number one. That's your job. And you got to be giving them sales tools. So you got to let them know about maybe an audition that you got for yourself. You got to let them know about a CD that you met at a workshop or a class that you took. Fill them in. That's your job. It's never just reaching out and saying, hey, how are you? Are you submitting me? Never say that. Always give them sales tools to sell you. Give them information that they could use. Now, I had another client who had been emailing, but he had not been hearing back, and not hearing back after multiple emails. So he was obviously feeling pretty disheartened and quite honestly a little mad that he was not getting any response from very specific questions that he was asking and the information he was sharing. So, second thing you can do, if they aren't responding on one mode of communication, if you're not getting the response on email, we get to switch it up. Now, like, you get to remember, people get a lot of emails. The amount of emails I get is ridiculous, and I'm not an agent or a manager or a casting director. I had an agent in New York who told me once that she would get 400 emails a day. Okay? So if that email is not working, because they're trying to email casting directors to get you in the room and pitching you, hopefully, we get to change it up. So I coached him on calling. And you can even call and leave a message if that makes you feel more comfortable. But if you're not hearing back from emails, I really invite you to call. How they respond to that phone call will be really telling on how you get to move forward. But really, just coming from a heartfelt place, not an angry place, not a defensive place of just like, hey, I've sent you a few emails and I haven't heard back. Just feeling a little bit disheartened as I really needed some information from you, and just want to make sure that our communication is on the same page, that we're working together, right? Whatever it is. So call. That can be something. If you're not getting through on email, I invite you to call and come from a very heartfelt, vulnerable place. Now, if you've done all those things, if you've called, if you've emailed, maybe they're communicative a bit again, or maybe they still aren't, then the next step is for you to request a meeting. Request a meeting to get on the same page because you feel maybe you've split focus a little bit, or you've separated a little bit, and you want to come back to center where you were. But the thing about the meeting is you get to show them who you are and what you want. You get to have them buy back into you and your talent. So maybe discuss new headshot looks and what you might want to be going for and seeing if they agree. Or maybe looking and assessing the headshots they've been submitting and seeing what's working and what's not. Maybe discuss where you'd like to go in your career and the casting directors you want to meet and if they have relationships with those people. Like, you get to take control of this meeting and allow them to see you for who you are and what you want and get them to buy back into it. So again, after that meeting, it'll be telling if that's the right agent for you or not. But I think a lot of times we go, oh, I don't hear from them. They've ghosted me. They're terrible. We're done. I should look for another agent. And then we go look for another agent and we fall into the same pattern and cycle again. So please, oh please, the biggest takeaway from this video is for you to take charge. To take charge. If you're not hearing from them, email them. If you don't hear back from the emails, well then let's call them. If we're not hearing back at all, let's request a meeting and get back on the same page. This is all up to you. So I really invite you to take charge of that relationship, because it is a relationship and you get to nurture that relationship as well. So we get to take charge, but we also get to let go and trust. You agreed to sign a contract, or you agreed to freelance with this person. And by doing so, you've said, I trust you. I trust you that you get me, because we had a meeting and I got that vibe and we talked about it. And I trust that you're doing your job. And I also can't micromanage you. So it's that fine balance of taking charge and letting go. All right, I hope this helps. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you soon.